Today is Tuesday, September 23rd, 2008, and we are on day 5 of the twins' life. Okay, I think now we're kind of finally getting to the part of the adoption story that I thought it was going to be all about, which is spending time with little babies in the intensive care, well, not even the intensive care, but at home, taking care of them. So we're finally getting to some of that because the twins are progressing in their medical care. So, for example, Emma has come off of her little UV scanning bed booth thing, and she's doing really well. She's taking larger and larger quantities of formula. It's still going through a little syringe through a tube in her nose, but she's doing pretty well. Otherwise, her breathing is still a little fast, and so hopefully that'll continue. Her breathing will continue to improve. Layla, exciting news today, got her first bit of formula. Well, not actually formula, it was donated breast milk, so that's even better. Just a little bit of it to see how she digests it, because she's been living on pretty much an IV up until now. So that's very exciting, and we actually got to hold both of the twins today, particularly Layla, in our arms, and there's footage of that coming up. And I'm also going to give you some footage of kind of a little bit of a tour of the neonatal ICU, so you can kind of see what that's like. And Layla's still on her UV bed, but I think she'll be coming off of that hopefully in a couple of days. And we still don't know whether she has 1 or 2 kidneys. Intuitively, I'm thinking it's 2, but they did do that ultrasound and they could only see 1. But otherwise, I think she's doing pretty well. I think her kidneys are starting to show signs that they're functioning well. There's just a couple of other little markers they're looking for before we're kind of out of that forest. And otherwise, I think that's pretty good. Things with the birth family, I think, are going pretty well. It's just kind of a constant reminder to us that it's important to maintain that relationship and to spend time with both sets of birth parents. When we went to the NICU today, we got there and they were having a staff meeting, but while we were waiting, the birth father and a co-worker of his came. So birth father's still coming to visit pretty much on a daily basis around lunchtime. And so it's nice to see that, you know, he cares very much for the babies. Had a conversation between our adoption counselor and the birth father today, and he sounds like he's feeling very much on board with the adoption plan. So I think things are starting to come together there, and hopefully all that is, now that the birth is over, people are starting to get back to their routine. Hopefully things will settle down there. But that's probably about enough of me talking. We've got a lot of good footage of the twins today, so that's coming up next. Okay, I thought I'd give you a little tour of the NICU. This here is Layla, and as you can see, she's sleeping, and I have my hand cupped on her head, which is comforting to her. And she likes her pacifier very much. But I thought I'd explain a little bit about all the tubes and wires and what they do here. The first thing you'll notice is there's this kind of light emanating from behind her. That's the UV pad that she's laying on that gives her ultraviolet light. And that's for jaundice. She has a little bit of jaundice. As did Emma. And you can see the tube in her nose. That provides just a gentle flow of air that has a little bit more oxygen in it. And then you see the various wires on her chest. Those are monitoring her heart rate and her respiration, and also that silver patch monitors her temperature. She's laying in a bed that has a heat lamp above her, and the heat lamp will come on to warm her if she gets too cold. And you can see she's got some padding and tubes on this arm here. That is for the IV that she's receiving. She's receiving both fluids and fats and lipids into her arms. She's not yet taking formula yet, but later today they're planning on doing that, so that's very exciting. But the IV will probably stay in, I think, for at least a couple more days. She's got on her little diaper here, and you can see she's got some more tubes in her feet, and that little red light is the sensor that measures the oxygen in her blood. Okay, those are what most of the tubes and wires are. And then if I step back and pan here to some of the machines, these are the machines that are providing the IV and the fats, the lipids, to her. The one on the bottom right with that brightness in the syringe is the lipids. And then over here, this is the machine that controls the flow of the IV, how much she gets. And then up here are the various monitors that measure her heart rate and her pulse. That bright one, I don't know if you can make out the letters because it's emitting so much light, but that measures her oxygen in her blood and her pulse. And right now the oxygen in her blood is reading 100 or 99, which is very good. This is the first day that she's had her oxygen that high, and that means that hopefully soon she'll be able to come off the oxygenated air and just breathe naturally for herself. And then I'll just take a quick pan around the NICU here so you can see what the room looks like. There we go. And over on that other bed, you see Matt's back right there, and Emma is in the bed just beyond that. And I'll keep on panning around here. There's a window there to the outside. And here are some of the other babies that are in the NICU. These are in the enclosed incubators, and which ones might go into that, or they might not. They might be able to skip that phase, depending on how they're doing. So that's just a quick tour of the NICU, so you can kind of see what it all looks like. Yeah, that's good. Feed here, huh? Yeah. Feels good to get that formula, huh? Sounds like somebody's getting an ultrasound. She's okay. Can I tell you something about the camera?